Hey guys, I'm going to go over the second workout in our Sadie Hawkins Throwdown, the dance. This is a 12-minute AMRAP with you and your partner. You have one rower between you and your partner and one dumbbell between you and your partner. We will be doing sets of heats of 7, 8, and 9 pairs at a time to get through this. So, 12-minute AMRAP, the clock will start, it's running for 12 minutes. You are accumulating as many calories as you can and as many rounds and reps of the dumbbell sequence as you can over the course of that 12 minutes. Your final score will be the number of calories added to the number of rounds and reps that you have of the sequence with the dumbbell. So obviously the rower is pretty self-explanatory. It starts going, it's going to accumulate reps or accumulate calories. So you probably want to have it set to calories, and you don't ever want to then reset it. Let it keep counting up, so at the end of the 12 minutes, you have a final number of calories there that you'll add to your score with the dumbbell rounds and reps. So each round with the dumbbell is going to be your partner, only one person can do this, while the other person's rowing, doing 10 goblet squats with the dumbbell, 8 dumbbell ground to overhead, and then 6 burpees over the dumbbell. And depending on what level you are, you may have to do a 2-foot takeoff from there. So at the yellow-orange, you've got a 125-pound dumbbell, blurple is a 35-pound dumbbell, and then the black belt with the coach is a 45-pound dumbbell for that. So let's talk about these standards with that dumbbell. So as I'm going through this, the first thing you're doing is 10 goblet squats. So I can hold this dumbbell. I have to have 2 hands on it at all times. It needs to be in front of my chest. I can hold it by one head, or I can hold it by 2 heads. Either way, all right? But you cannot have it resting on your shoulder. You have to hold it in front of you with your hands, 2 hands, by the heads. All right? And then make sure you're squatting all the way hip crease below your knees, all the way up to full knee and hip extension. So this is not full knee extension, this is not full hip extension. So full rep, hip crease below the knees, all the way to standing hip and knee extension here. You'll do that 10 times. And then immediately go into your 8 ground to overhead. So you can break that up however you want. If you want to go 1 on each side and alternate, you want to do 4 on one side and 4 on the other, 6 on one side and 2 on the other, whatever you need to do to get to 8. So ground to overhead can be a snatch. So that's a single movement all the way from the ground, all the way overhead. That's 1 rep. Or it can be a clean from the ground to your shoulders and then a press overhead. You have to finish with that dumbbell, at least a portion of it over your shoulder. This is not a good rep out here. Got to make sure at least a portion of that dumbbell is directly over my shoulders. Full knee and full hip extension at that point as well, and elbow extension will count as a rep. You have to have both heads of the dumbbell touch the ground, not just one. So both the full dumbbell needs to come to rest or touch the ground there before you move on to that next rep. After that, you've got your burpees over a dumbbell. So at the yellow-orange, whatever it needs to take to get my chest and my thighs to the ground, and then to get 2 feet to the other side of the dumbbell, that counts as 1 rep. My rep is not finished until my feet end on the other side of that dumbbell. I do not have to stand all the way up to count as a rep. I just have to get both feet to the other side. And I have to make sure at some point, both my chest and my thighs get all the way to the ground before I finish that next rep. At the blurple and working with the black belt coach, you will have to do a 2-footed takeoff. So after I finish my chest and thighs to the ground, I have to jump with both feet leaving the ground at the same time. I can't do a little one-legged hop. I have to have both feet jumping at the same time for that rep to count. You also have to take into account, you can spend as much time as a partner on that rower as you want, and as a partner you can spend as much time as you want with the dumbbell working through those rounds and reps. But you can only switch once you've completed a full round of the dumbbell sequence. So you have to get through, whether it's your first round or your 5th round with the dumbbell, make sure you finish all the sequence of burpees over the dumbbell before you swap out with your partner. And remember to keep that calorie count going up on the rower. Don't reset it. Keep it counting up. Thanks.